Senator Ben Cardin is the senior senator from my home state of Maryland. He was first elected to the Senate in 2006. Prior to that, he served in the House of Representatives. He is a member of the Senate Bipartisan Task Force for Combating Anti-Semitism and co-sponsor of the Countering Anti-Semitism Act. Importantly for this group, Senator Cardin chairs the Committee on Foreign Relations. He has fought tirelessly on behalf of the American Jewish community, is a leading voice in combating anti-Semitism while strongly advancing Jewish values in everything he does. Senator Cardin will be retiring from the Senate at the end of this year. His advocacy as a senator on behalf of Jewish Americans and against anti-Semitism around the world will be missed, but I am certain that Ben Cardin will continue the fight as a private citizen. I could not be more proud than to introduce Senator Ben Cardin.
Greg, thank you very much. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you. I know we have Senator Brown here, and I think there's another senator here, and Senator Booker's here. And I want to make sure they have a chance to say hello. We have a second vote that's on the floor of the Senate as we speak, so I know we're all going to have to leave shortly. So I first want to thank you for bringing Knishes into the United States Senate. If you know the food we have to eat here, this was the best food I've seen all year, so thank you for that. And Malcolm, thank you for bringing my Maryland constituents here. We appreciate that, all the people that are here from Maryland. And I'm just going to, I heard Jackie Rosen and I heard James Langford, their comments about joining in bipartisan efforts to combat all forms of anti-Semitism and develop strategies in the United States Senate in this country. It is desperately needed. I thank both of them for their leadership. Next month, I will be in Europe with Rabbi Baker for a European seminar we're doing in regards to fighting anti-Semitism. So we need to do it in Europe. We need to do it here in America. And the lessons that we learned in the Berlin Conference are so relevant today. Any form of anti-Semitism we must speak out against. We cannot be silent. We cannot put it under the rug. We've got to speak out against any form of anti-Semitism. We've got to invest in education. We've got to invest in dialogue. And leaders need to lead, whether they're a United States Senator or whether they're a leader in our community, they must speak out against any form of anti-Semitism. These are the lessons that we've learned. The combating anti-Semitism legislation that Senator Rosen talked about reinforces the Biden administration's first strategy ever to fight anti-Semitism by making sure we have a point person in the administration to coordinate all the different agencies. We need to enact that law. And the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act is so desperately needed on our college campuses today. We see that all over, and we have to absolutely act to make sure that we protect our students on campus. So let's make sure we implement these strategies. And I'm going to say something about Malcolm. First of all, Eric, congratulations on being recognized during this incredibly important time during Jewish American Heritage Month. Well deserved. I congratulate you. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the person I'm going to give the award to, Malcolm Hoenlein. But before I do that, I want to make one comment. I could talk a long time about what's happening in the Middle East, etc. I just want to underscore how outrageous the ICC actions have been this week. We cannot be silent about that. To say any moral equivalency what terrorist Hamas has done in Israel is just an affront to humanity. So I just really, and it makes it, by the way, our challenges a lot more difficult. So we have bipartisan groups working every day to make sure Israel has what it needs to defend itself, and that we do everything we can not only to defeat Hamas, but make sure there's lasting peace in the Middle East. Make sure those that are innocent bystanders get the help they need with humanitarian assistance and to get the hostages released. So we're working on that all the time, and we will continue to do that in as much as we can, bipartisan. Don't let anyone divide us in our support for Israel. Now, Malcolm Hoenlein, he's my hero because he's He has accomplished things that are much more difficult than being a United States Senator. He was president of the major Jewish organization. If you had to put up with 52 or 53 CEOs or executive directors of the major Jewish organizations in this country and work out their politics, that's a lot more difficult than what we have to do here in the United States Senate. But to make it, he got good training because he was the executive director of the Jewish Relations Council of New York. I can't think of a more difficult two positions that anyone has ever held. So mazel tov on all of that. But thank you for recognizing this giant of a person in our community, because when the history is told about the Jewish community and our heritage here in the United States, Malcolm Hoenlein is going to be a major part of that story for what he has done to represent the Jewish community, but to leave the legacy to the Jewish community's contributions here to our great country. So, Malcolm, congratulations. Well-deserved honor, and it's my pleasure to present this to you. Right here, right here. Just the two of them.